In 17th century Devon English, there was a peculiar word, rumbullion. It meant uproar, riot, uncontrolled chaos. The term did not appear in philosophical treatises or legal codes. It lived in taverns in the clatter of wooden mugs, in the shouting of drunken sailors along the docks of Bristol. Strangely enough, that rough word became the linguistic ancestor of one of the world's most popular spirits, rum. Rum was not invented in a laboratory. It was not born as a symbol of elegance. It emerged from foul-smelling molasses vats, from forced labor, from plantations where human bodies were exploited like machines. If whiskey carries the story of barley and temperate climates, if wine preserves the memory of soil and grapes, then rum carries the echo of whips and the smoke of still houses. So why, today, under the soft golden lighting of modern bars, how do we cradle a drink with such origins? How did a liquid once dismissed as the bottom residue of sugar refining become central to global cocktail culture? The answer lies in how societies standardize memory and how industrialization transforms chaos into brand identity. Naming is the starting point of every cultural story. Rumbullion is long, jagged, abrasive, much like the harsh spirit it once described. When shortened to rum, the sound became compact, forceful, memorable. This was not merely linguistic evolution, it was image reconstruction. During the 18th and 19th centuries, as transatlantic trade reached its height, merchants understood that products traveling across oceans required simple names, easy to stamp onto barrels, easy to engrave on labels. Rum met that need perfectly. The sharp syllable functioned like a seal of approval, no longer evoking disorder, but denoting a specific, tradable commodity. The transformation resembles a wild river being dammed into a regulated reservoir. Language softens memory. As rumbullion disappeared from dictionaries, so too did much of the memory of violence and chaos embedded within it. Renaming is the first step in cultural industrialization. It allows control over narrative. Many assume rum's amber hue is an aesthetic choice. In reality, it emerged from logistical necessity. During the Age of Sail, voyages from the Caribbean to Europe could last months. Spirits were stored in oak barrels because oak was durable, tight-grained, and resistant to fluctuating temperatures. Oak contains lignin and hemicellulose. When exposed to ethanol, these compounds release vanillin and lactones, creating soft, aromatic notes. Meanwhile, mild oxidation within the barrel's microenvironment gradually darkens the liquid. The amber color is not cosmetic. It is a record of time. White rum, in fact, may also be aged in barrels before being filtered through activated charcoal to remove its color. This reveals an important truth. Color is not essence, it is market positioning. Each time we observe that amber glow, we are witnessing a chain of technical decisions, long-term storage, transoceanic shipping, reliance on local timber. The color is a material artifact of logistics. Originally, rum varied dramatically by region, shaped by sugarcane varieties, yeast strains, and distillation methods. This diversity resembled a natural forest, no two expressions identical. But the 20th century demanded industrial consistency. Large producers began classifying rum into categories light, dark, spiced. Fermentation temperatures were controlled. Aging times standardized. Artificial flavorings sometimes introduced to guarantee that a bottle sold in London would taste identical to one opened in New York City. Industrial systems do not eliminate chaos. They frame it within standards. Disorder becomes a controlled variant. The rising middle class did not seek raw unpredictability. They sought reliable experience. Yet, in achieving consistency, rum surrendered some of its original identity. When every bottle tastes the same, origin fades. Today, rum forms the backbone of tropical cocktails such as the mojito and the daiquiri. But this role is not merely about flavor harmony. During colonial times, Rum was often mixed with lime to provide vitamin C and prevent scurvy. It was blended with sugar and herbs to mask the bitterness of quinine. Used to treat malaria. Cocktails were not born solely as artistry. They evolved as survival technology. Mint refreshed in tropical heat. Lime prevented disease. Sugar delivered calories. Rum preserved and transported these elements across oceans. What appears today as leisure once carried medical and climatic function. When we raise a mojito in a contemporary bar, we are not just sipping a fashionable drink. We are consuming a liquid archive of colonial trade, early medicine, and maritime expansion. Rum, in that glass, is memory diluted but never erased.